get way more interesting. The most interesting part about it is that they're skipping a year. I think... I'll give you my thoughts on it in a moment. As to why I believe this is happening. First, let's go ahead and collect our berries. I'm surprised I still haven't battled the joggers yet. And while I do have the, a lot of interesting things have come out this week. There's, of course, the new Willy Wonka movie, and the big thing is, the next part of the 7 remake has also released. And I know what you're thinking, well, why aren't you streaming that? Well, for one thing, Square doesn't seem to like streaming games anymore. And 2, because copyright is a thing. And then 2, because what I like to do with these VODs is I record and then I edit them down and then upload them to YouTube. Granted, yes, I have not done much with YouTube. Expect some videos up after this stream of the next game. I've just been very busy the last few weeks. I'm getting somewhat worked to the bone these days, and my, like I said, last week, well, 2 weeks ago now, I, was doing some, was going to do some remodeling of my office space. It's not completely finished, but we're pretty much done now. Though I'm alarmed to see that I might need to get some new LED lights. Because it looks like a couple of my LEDs are not working quite right anymore. 7 pineapple berries. I guess this is what happens when you kind of forget about these berries for 2 weeks. Oops. Oh well. Is there anything worth planting now? I'm in double digits with a lot of these now. Yeah, not really. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to take the long road now. So, we were told to head towards Lake Acuity. I'm not dressed for this, so give me a few minutes. Okay, so... Right, I was coming here to, dress appropriately. Because we're about to go somewhere quite cold. Do I have the money, though? Yes. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, so... we're going to put on the winter style. Because where we're going, it's very cold. Yes, I realize I'm buying a lot of clothing, but hear me out. Those two clothings and the post-game one are the only ones I'll be buying. At least on stream. I don't know which side's easier. Take your pick. But we have almost every HM available now. There's 2 left. They are... Was Dive in this game? No. Okay, so there are only 2 left. They are Rock Climb and Waterfall, which, you know, Waterfall you don't get until the end of the game anyway. You know how that works. And the reason why I'm coming this way is, I haven't yet, and a little extra experience is nice. Okay, who do I want up first? Well, since this is a bird keeper. Fortunately, Drapion's no longer a bug type, so I guess that counts for something. Also, I just realized this person's level 31. That's actually quite a jump. I mean, I'm still miles ahead of these characters, but still. This guy's not a trainer. I believe he gives it a TM. It's not really that good of a move anyway. That's the best compromise that I could probably come up with, because if I shrink the screen anymore, it's going to cut off some stuff. Well, maybe if I... Yeah, there we go. Oh, never mind. It fits. That's actually a lot better. I really wish I had caught that earlier. Oh well. Because steel no longer resists dark. I actually have an answer for these guys now. Okay. Knew you were there. Everyone remember when the Ninja Boys in the previous generation used, like, cardboard cutouts to try to camouflage themselves into the background? It was either like a trifold tree or just a trifold that matched the cliff that they were hiding in. But I love how blatantly obvious it always was. Okay, since I got some viewers up, I'm going to let you all know that there will be no stream next week because I will be at AwesomeCon in DC. So, not going to be in the area. Don't think that I forgot about you. I'll bring you back something cool. Count on it. I'll try to remember to. I'm still torn as to what I'm cosplaying as. I kind of want to just be a Jedi because of lightsaber, but it's supposed to rain from what I heard. So that makes it that much better. Technically speaking, I could do that if I wanted to be, but I don't have that. I don't have that outfit. I have the opposite outfit. I'll have to buy the Pokeball belt at Walmart if I do that too. Too bad you can't find the Team Magma Pokeballs. That'd be pretty cool if you could, but unfortunately, that's not the case. I mean, I already have a life-size Charmander plush, but again, it's supposed to rain, so I don't think I should carry it. Okay, so we couldn't get very far through here before. Now we can. With the help of the king, B-Barrel. Now, there's no way to really say this without being rude, but the reason why they do that, having a B-Doof and B-Barrel do all the HMs, is because they knew that B-Barrel and B-Doof were the perfect HM slaves. Meaning they can learn every HM except Fly and Defog. Speaking of Defog. Now, to my knowledge, there's no trainers down here. Oh, come on. So, battling down in this is not as annoying, but since it's a cave, it's a lot more annoying to navigate with fog up. I think I have some super repel. I really don't want to encounter anything in here. There's really no point. Let's see. Oh, duh, it's on top of my list. It should be. Okay, I also want to highlight something here. There's a big lake down here. This lake is where you counter Feebas in the Gen 4 games. Unfortunately, it has the same method that it did in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, in which there are 4 random tiles that it can appear in on. It's different in every playthrough. And the best part is, with a super rod, it's still 50-50. So you might get, so if you find the tile somehow, you're still going to find Magikarp. Yeah. I'm happy that as of Gen 5, they made Feebas far less irritating to get. And I also believe starting in Gen 5, they made the evolution method less complicated. Well, less complicated and also more complicated at the same time. Less complicated in which you can have the Feebas hold a prism scale. But you have to trade it with a friend. So you can just trade Pokemon with yourself like a friendless loser. Okay, so now for the longest trek across the entire Sinnoh region, in my opinion. Because this route is extremely long-winded. No pun intended. What is that guy doing? I mean, that's probably how I would... I would be wiping out a lot more than that if I attempted to ski. I have no grace. There, I said it. Oh yes, the first time in the underground. Wow, well that's annoying. Also, we're getting to a point where once we get... Like I said, once we get the 8th gym badge, we are going to switch to the final team that's supposed to be with this character that is based on my little Pokemon RP that I'm doing with a friend of mine. I'm also going to show you something a very huge oversight in this game. But we gotta get to the 7th gym first before you see the oversight. I am so glad they got rid of hail and then turned it into just straight up snow with different effects, because that made way more sense than hail. I'm sorry. It should have been snow to begin with. Yep, I've been doing something quietly in the background, and this is why I haven't been using any TMs that I can't buy. Finally. Now my Gallade can do more than just Psybeam. By the way, two of these are Pokemon I've never tried before in a playthrough. Actually, 3 of them are. I've never tried Magnezone because there was no easy way to do it back then. And I've never tried Drapion or Gallade in a proper playthrough. I'm not regretting my decision. Everyone else I've used. You smack me with a branch? How does this make sense? I guess tidal waves can still happen in the Arctic, can't they? Tell you what, Lilith, come August, there is something I will do. But, I might be really out of it that day. I don't really need that. I'll take you to our local convention that we have here. But typically it's when I go on vacation to Myrtle Beach. It's literally the Sunday after I get back. So yeah, I'm going to be very out of it, but I can at least promise that. But yeah, that's normally the timing, though. It's literally the Sunday after I get back from my long vacation. So, I'm going to be both refreshed and out of it at the same time. Because we always leave Myrtle Beach at like 4 in the morning. 3 or 4 in the morning. Yeah, but that gives you the idea of an intro, like into what a Comic-Con is like. I'm going to something a little bigger this time around, but it gives you that experience. It's actually nice to have. It's also interesting to see how many nerds there are around here. Some people actually go all out. One year I saw things like, I saw some ridiculous cosplays that were spot on. Like there's a guy dressed up as Mike Guy from Naruto. There's a guy dressed as King Vegeta. I was Roxas from Kingdom Hearts during that one. Might be possible to piece something together. All you gotta do is just go with it. All you gotta think nothing of it and just go with it. It's like, I don't care how ridiculous I look. I put in some effort. I'm going to roll with it. First time we've seen this Pokemon. Hippopotas, and now time for the weather to change and not affect me in any way, because half of my team are ground types. Well, half of my teams are immune to Sandstorm, I should say. Unnecessary critical? Sure. How are you not dying of hypothermia? That hidey hole must have been extremely warm. Okay, one big thing that I will compliment this game on. The movement speed through this route is actually good. Originally, it would take forever to get through here, because the walking speed's slow to begin with. So you gotta imagine how much fun this would be back in the day. Oh yeah, did you see that? Did you see that we're getting another Legends game? Not until 2025 though, but that's the crazier part that's happening. Pokemon Presents did their little thing, and they point out that, hey, we're going to do another Legends game. It's going to be called Z to A and take place in Kalos. No, nobody does. All they did was show the trailer. But I've been enjoying people theorizing about it. Yeah, don't feel bad. Nobody knows anything about it. Because, again, all they did was just show a trailer. And they just kind of brushed on it a bit. So, that's just them confirming, hey, this is happening. But the fact that it seems to take place in Kalos, whether ancient or something else is happening. And the fact that they're bringing back Mega Evolution excites me a lot, actually. Because that's still to this day is one of my favorite concepts. Don't get me wrong, terrestrializing is a cool idea. Dynamaxing was alright. Z-moves were honestly horrible, so... But, hey, not every gimmick can be a banger. One of the best theories that people are talking about are what the starters are going to be. Because in Arceus, they pulled 3 different starters from completely different regions and gave them a regional variant as their final evolution. Snover. Grass Ice. Horrible type combination. 2 of the worst defensive types slapped together, plus a quad weakness to fire. Yeah, that was not thought out very well. And many Pokemon returning that could have that still have their Mega Evolutions intact. Granted, I think they may end up following the whole, if they do end up following Legends Arceus' footsteps, there's not going to be any abilities. So, that makes them not as good, because Mega Sableye and Mega Mawile need their abilities to be good. Now MNJ TV did a video stating that the starters should not be the Kalos starters because that feels like a cop-out, because Legends Arceus let you get the 3 Sinnoh starters anyway in the wild, so I still agree with that. And then the other thing they should not have is the Cantonian starters as part of the give out. Like, you should still be able to find them in the wild as well, but I think those 6 should be disqualified. And then obviously the 3 they've already picked out for Legends Arceus are disqualified as well. However, I do agree that they shouldn't have regional variants and a Mega Evolution. I feel like that would be doing too much. If they give the stories a regional variant plus Mega Evolution, make it so only that variant can Mega Evolve for obvious reasons. Hey lady, you're crazy. You're crazy. Snow makes me bluer than rain. That being said, since Johto got snubbed, I feel like something should be done with either Totodile or Chikorita. Either would be interesting. And, do I was about to suggest Water Dark for Alligator variant, but that's starting to get overdone. So, what about water fighting? We don't have enough of those. Or water steel. Both arguments can be made for that Pokemon. If they did something with Meganium, I feel like it should be a Grass Fairy type. I mean, everything about it screams, have you played Pokemon Snap? The new one, that is. What they did with Meganium there. That's a prime example of, hey, maybe this should be a fairy type. Okay, so, real quick. We're almost at the 7th badge, okay? That rock right there is needed to evolve Eevee and the Glaceon. Why would it be here this late in the game when it really doesn't matter anymore? Also, this is weird. She gives you the spell tag, okay? Saying a visitor. You leave, and then go back in. And she vanishes. Ooh. Okay, so... there it is. It's like, where is the TM for that? Exactly. There are a lot of theories about... well, it's an inside joke with Pokemon at this point, how there's always a ghost girl now. Gen 4 was the one that started it. Although, if you want to get technical, I guess Gen 1 did with the Mother Marowak. But, technicalities. But in this game, we have 2 instances of Ghost Girls. There's the Ghost Girl and, well, Ghost People in the old chateau. Then there was that lady. Gen 5 originally did not have one, but then there's the spooky house. In, no, it's the strange house in Black 2 and White 2. Then X and Y have the Ghost Girl that says, no, you're not the one. Alola didn't have one, but there was a bit of a sad subplot. So Game Freak really loves messing with the macabre, don't they? I mean, you also have the Channeler class, Medium class, and the Hex Maniac class. So, Suspicion of disbelief, anyone? Yeah, you need the experience. You can stay out there. Oh, Frontier. Most unreliable Wi-Fi provider in this area. So, these guys just kind of stand in your way. Standing guard is a very important assignment. I'll make this a success and earn myself a Clefairy. We're here to make... Doesn't disturb us. Oh, really? Huh. Well, it also depends on what your package is, too. But... Huh. Anyway, Snow Point City. Off of the banks of Lake Acuity. This is also how you get to the battle zones, I call them. Okay, so 7th gym. Honestly, I'm at a point where I could hypothetically skip the gym trainers and just show you something very funny. I don't have a fire type. Oh well. So. Okay. Everyone knows how much I like these puzzles. So yeah, the idea of what you're supposed to do is crash through these snowballs like that. But, nuts to that. Can I do it right? Come on. Nah. Well, maybe I'm not doing it right. But these stairs have a weird hitbox. Is how it's supposed to work. It doesn't look like it's going to work for me. But under most circumstances, yes. The stairs here have a weird hitbox. What they do is there's weird hit detection, and it does not detect you moving at an angle. This game was not programmed very well, is what I'm getting at. Oh well. Let's do this proper. I think I'm going to have to battle this trainer. I don't think I have a choice. Yep. And everyone wonder why? Has anyone ever wondered why Pelipper suddenly went up the tier list in Pokemon Smogon tournaments? That is why. One of his default abilities was changed to Drizzle, making it a very good rain setter. So a critical hit and 4 times the damage means that I effectively just did 8 times the damage to that Pelipper. Yeah, it may not be the same type of attack bonus anymore, but X-Scissor is better than Bug Bite. I thought this was an Ice-type gem, not a Water-type gem. We already had a Water-type gem. You have some of the most random Pokemon. Actually, I can let you in on a secret. There's only 3 Ice-type families in this game. There's only 3 Ice-type families in the base game. And no, Snorunt does not count. It doesn't actually appear in the wild normally. Oh, the biggest offender is a Fire-type Elite Four member. With only 2 Fire types. I'd like to know who greenlit that. Alright. I almost got it. Oh, come on. Ah. That's not what's supposed to happen. See, what's supposed to happen here is you can clip all the way up there. Which obviously is not supposed to happen. They might have patched it, I don't know. Or I'm just not doing it right. Yeah, it keeps veering me in the other direction. Alright, fine, I'll do it properly. Yeah, I think they did. They also fixed the one exploit of the Elite Four rooms. So, another reason why this game wasn't programmed correctly. You could surf on, I think it was the first member of the Elite Four's room's door. And you go out of bounds into a mystery zone. And if you go to a certain point, you'll end up on New Moon Island or the Flower Paradise. I am not joking. So in other words, you're able to get Shaman and Darkrai even though you're not supposed to. You know, after dealing with her ancestor for so long, I can't really take Candace seriously anymore. No. Okay, I need to get up here. Slaying ice puzzles, one of my biggest weaknesses. I often get them by sheer dumb luck. But yeah, they since patched that one. And unfortunately, because the mystery gifts no longer exist for this version of the game, you actually cannot do the Darkrai or Shaman events anymore, or those are the only two you can't do. The Arceus event remains intact if you have a Legends Arceus clear file on your Switch. Which is interesting because there was no way to do that back then. Well, if you lived in the States. If you lived in Japan, you could still access it. But for whatever reason, they never released it to America. So if anyone had an Arceus in the back in the day, it was actually illegal. No. At least these trainers only have one Pokemon, so they're not really wasting my time. Oh, that was a bad switch. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Here? No. There we go. I need to get that other one out of the way, and then that's scot-free. No, that's completely fair. Completely valid. Now, Candace in this game is kind of a joke. I'm more afraid of her in Platinum. Yeah, you have a point there. Okay, there we go. Now it'll be a straight shot. You want to challenge Candace? Sure thing, I was waiting for someone tough. But I should tell you, I'm tough because I know how to focus. Pokemon, fashion, romance, it's all about focus. I'll show you just what I mean. Get ready to lose. Your specialty is the worst defensive type in the game. I think you're not going to be that big of a deal. Now, as I was saying, her team in this game doesn't scare me as much as her team in Platinum, because instead of her ace being Abomasnow, her ace is Frostlass. Which, if you don't know, since Abomasnow replaces the Snover I just knocked out, she also has a Weavile, if I remember correctly. So that's another thing to worry about. But the big thing is, what does Frostlass have? Snow Cloak. Meaning that in hail or snow these days, it has a high evasion stat. I am not a fan of that. Also, another thing I want to point out is, even though I just broke the vow there, oh wow. But because I'm always dumb. Forgive me for doing that, because I was dumbfounded by the fact that, yes, I stand corrected. I believe there's only 2 Ice-type families in the game. So she has to randomly use Medicham. Yes, but here's the problem. The Pokemon that typically have those moves are either Fighting type, Normal type, or Flying type. What's the problem with that? Frostlass is an Ice Ghost type, meaning that it is completely immune to fighting and normal moves, and flying types are weak to ice. I must say, I've warmed up to you. I might even admire you a little. Wow, you're great. You've earned my respect. I think your focus and will bowled over us totally. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to give you this. My badges are dirty. They brought back that mechanic. Another reason why I haven't messed with ball capsules is, yes, this is not our absolute final team. The only Pokemon that you could hypothetically use effectively is Umbreon. Because Feint Attack. But that's about it. Because Sneasel and Weavile's moveset is actually bad back in Gen 4. And they don't learn either move. Well, okay. Let me rephrase. Sneasel learns Feint Attack. Weavile does not. Yeah, who thought that was a good idea? Oh. Interesting. By the way, there's a topic here. Involved with one of the NPCs here. Her. Okay. This seems like a great idea, right? Trade a Medicham for a Haunter, which evolves by trade evolution. So it's like, cool, free Gengar, right? Wrong. The Haunter that she trades you is holding an Everstone. This is the biggest ripoff in all of Pokemon. That falls under chaotic evil, ladies and gentlemen. Should probably go heal while I'm thinking about it. Wait, did I already do that? Yes, okay. Because you can just capture Medicham just out here. It's like, cool, that's easy. Cool, free Gengar. Nope. Yeah, see how easy it is to run into one of them? Also, interesting face-off because they're both the same type. Alright, you're fine. So yes, don't fall. I'm going to warn you, do not fall for that NPC. Her name is Mindy, by the way. Ah, you're not getting away with this, Team Galactic. Oh, are you finished already? Your Pokemon aren't bad, but you're laughably weak. You honestly thought you could save the Pokemon of the lake and become the Pokemon champion? Dream on, little kid. But it's so cold here. Let's go back to the Veilstone HQ. Oh, don't I know you? We met in Eterna City. Listen, Team Galactic is going to do something huge for everyone's sake. That's why you should keep out of Team Galactic's way. Don't come whining about poor Pokemon and other trivial junk like that. Don't waste your time coming to our HQ in Veilstone. Now, if you'll excuse me. Yes, totally don't follow me to our obvious hideout. Yeah, that's right. I couldn't do a thing against Team Galactic. That Pokemon called Uxie. It was suffering. I'm going to get tougher, but it's not about winning or losing. That's not good enough. I have to be stronger. I mean, it's respectable at least. No, that's not what I clicked. Come on, game. Alright. Veilstone City. Okay. I think the right entrance leads to nothing, if I recall. Yes, it does. Okay. So let's totally barge in through the front entrance, if I remember. No, you can't barge in through the entrance. Okay. So, at least Team Galactic is somewhat competent. Where you can't just storm the front entrance and have your way with the place. Thanks for telling me, by the way. The organization is at least competent, but their grunts aren't. I don't know anything about a storage key, and he drops it. It's almost as bad as, I dropped the lift key! Dust Stone. So if you wanted to evolve, I think it's Mischievous into Mismagius or Murkrow and a Honchkrow. Now's your chance. Too bad this isn't X and Y. Not X and Y, black and white. Because then you could get Chandelure, one of the best ghost types in the series. It's not particularly fast, but it hits like a truck. Also, because we're so over-leveled, I'm going to mostly ignore a lot of the Team Galactic members that are skippable. And Gallade is going to be an MVP for this. Gallade and Drapion. Put that away, I don't need it. Not sure that's something you should be proud of, buddy. Okay. Then Drapion's actually going to be a decent help against these Bronzor, because since Steel no longer resists Ghost and Dark, I actually have an advantage over them. I'm the gruntiest of the grunts. I like that guy. Okay, this chick's unavoidable, so I have to fight her. But once we get into the depths of, well, more like the summit of Mount Coronet, there are Team Galactic members that we can just dodge. Alright. Been a while since I messed with these panels, so even I can't remember where they go. Scald? Well, that's solid. You know, Scald is one of those moves that I think should be 2 types. Because you can do that now. Because, I'll be mad about that later. I mean, technically speaking, it's still a solid because it's on a disc. Anyway, as I was saying, Scald is one of those moves that I feel could be two types. Doing both water and fire damage. And at this point, they can do it because Hawlucha has Flying Press, which is both a fighting and a flying move at the same time. Yeah. You stick this down here for context. But yes, it does. Which burn is one of the most crippling status conditions in the series. Sludge Bomb, okay. Okay. And the Galactic Key. Oh yeah, so I do have to come this way. A locked door? Impossible! What am I talking about? It's totally possible. To be fair, all status conditions are very crippling. Burn is one of the scarier ones because if you burn a physical attacker, it's over. They're done for. So people wonder why Freeze hasn't had a guaranteed move. You do realize that Freeze is probably one of the most overpowered status conditions in the game. If I recall correctly, and I think it's still this way, your Pokemon has a 20% chance, 25% chance of thawing out. For no set amount of turns. And unless your Pokemon knows like Fire Blast, Sacred Fire, or Blast Burn, or Flamethrower, it has no way to get out by itself. I like being a jerk with certain Pokemon like Rotom. I on purpose teach Thunder Wave and Confuse Ray. And that is how you infuriate somebody. Because now they have a 20% chance of getting an attack off. Because first you gotta do the coin flip check with Confusion. He's self-aware. That's horrifying. But yeah, you have to do the coin flip check for Confusion. Then you have to do the coin flip check for Paralysis. The odds are not in your favor. Also, I'm leaving the winter gear on because where we're about to go, it's going to be cold again, so for lore reasons, I'm keeping it on. Plus, who's to say that this place isn't freezing? Ah, that guy was avoidable. Oh well. What's that? Stunky both resists fighting and is immune to psychic type? Guess what it's neither of those with. I mean, yeah, they are the skunk Pokemon. Dazzling Gleam, okay. Okay. Very good move. Base 80 damage, base 80 fairy damage, no other effects. Okay, I think at this point, we're kind of at a dead end. What they intend for you to do is, Alright. But, what they intend for you to do is, as soon as you get the key, is to leave. Which works because, Ryu needs to heal. Okay, so now is when we storm the front entrance to the base and just barge our way in. This is unavoidable. Oh well. Turn to the side because I want to do this. I'm not, though, because I just went and healed. It is a good view, I'm not going to lie. Well, This will be easy. And down you go. What were you hoping to accomplish with that, especially this far in the game? And this person just has 2 gold pack. Yawn. Okay, optional battle. I'm not going to take it. Here's an alternate place to heal. Convenient. Okay, let's keep exploring a bit. Mess hall. That would set up my OCD so horribly. I cannot stand anywhere being that poorly maintained. Well, that's something I'm not going to need. Okay, there's gotta be a reason for this. No, there's an item that way. Oh. Okay, so this was a waste. That room is a waste of time. Good. Good. Unsettling doesn't begin to describe this place. Once you see the inner bowels of this place, you'll understand why. Heh. Yeah. I don't think a promotion was really in the works for you. Okay. A dead end. Or is it? Yes it is. Okay. Ha. I knew my hidden item senses were tingling. So, one complaint I have with Diamond and Pearl versus Platinum, this room is so much darker and more sinister. Which, considering who we're about to fight, makes perfect sense. I see. You must be the trainer I've been hearing about. The foolhardy one that's trying to stand up to Team Galactic. Although I'd hardly expected to see that the trainer is a mere child. I'd heard that our commanders had a rough time with you. I know why you're here. I can sense it in you. It's about Yuxi, Mesprit, and Azelf, correct? You want to save them? I no longer have any need for them. I am finished with them. If your heart aches to save them, go right ahead. I could care less. It will save me the trouble of disposing them. But I must say, you are a remarkable specimen. Those Pokemon have nothing to do with you, do they not? But you still came to rescue them out of pity. Such pitifully useless emotions. It's illogical and irrational. Pity and compassion are products of the weak and lacking human heart. You were compelled to come here by such boxerous sentimentality. Wow, that's interesting. I will make you regret paying heed to your heart. And now we fight the big boss himself. So yes, we've gone from stars to planets to stars and a whole entire nebula in the background. Gotta say, I like the aesthetics. How fitting for a Pokemon to use Taunt. my last Pokemon. Interesting, and quite curious. I see, you are indeed strong, and the basis of your power is your compassion towards Pokemon. How wasteful. Such emotions are mere illusions. And, like all illusions, they fade over time until death banishes them forever. That is why I have abandoned all emotions as useless sentimentality. But that doesn't matter. I doubt you will ever understand my position. That said, I recognize that you are strong and courageous to come alone. This is your reward. I mean, sure, just hand me one of those. Why not? The Master Ball is the ultimate Pokeball. It will unfailingly catch any Pokemon in the wild, but it is not anything that I require. Unlike you trainers, I do not make my Pokemon friends or partners. Unlike other Team Galactic members, I don't use Pokemon as tools. Instead, I make the power of Pokemon my own. If you wish to save the Pokemon from the lakes, take the warp panel ahead. I am off to Mount Coronet. That's correct, Mount Coronet, where you and I first met. I will ascend the mountain to its peak and put an end to everything. No, I will bring about a new beginning for everything. Well, the Big Bang. Mythical creature considered a deity by the ancients. Our aim is not to capture the mythical Pokemon, but to attain its power. The mythical Pokemon. According to myths, the Pokemon creates Sinnoh with its power. However, capturing the Pokemon with a Pokeball prevents it from using its full power. But with the red chain, the Pokemon can be shackled, and its power can be used without restraint. The red chain. The Pokemon of the three lakes in Mount Coronet are somehow connected. Capturing the Pokemon of the lakes will free the Pokemon of Mount Coronet. From the Pokemon of the lakes, crystals can be extracted to create a red chain. Using that red chain, the mythical Pokemon can be summoned and shackled to do as we command. Well, now we understand. Also, the fact that Cyrus doesn't do the unoriginal villain ploy and actually doesn't sit there and explain his actions. Okay, here is where things get screwed up. Just why would someone go to these lengths? There is a word for this. Abhorrent. You came all the way here just to save some Pokemon? Though it's nothing new, I can't say I understand our boss. Why would he let a kid like you come and go freely? We Team Galactic take all that we need and eliminate what we do not. But anyway, you've taken the trouble to come. Let me welcome you. Consider it payback for your insulting me at the lake. Told you Gallade's going to be an MVP. Of course, that's annoying. So, the commanders are named Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and then in Platinum, Charon. So, obviously, those three are planets. Charon is, or Charon, however you want to pronounce it, is the name of Pluto's moon. And in the Japanese version, Charon is known as Pluto. So, there we go. And as for Cyrus, well, he's named after a... His name actually does mean sun. So there we go. That is indeed why one of the most successful kings of Persia was also named Cyrus, because he had the power of the sun on his side, so they say. You're a tough kid, but I still pity the likes of you. Gah, what makes you so tough? Fine, do whatever you want with these three Pokemon. Press the button on that machine to set them free. Our boss crafted a red chain from crystals he took from the three Pokemon. That red chain is what he needed to shackle something on Mount Coronet. But that's all I know. Who knows what he's planning to do up there? And then we don't have to climb down the tower. We could just take this little warp panel down here now. And just get out of here. Alright, so our directions are clear. Off to Mount Coronet. Yet again. That being said, before we do so, I am going to fly to the location that we need to go to, and then we're going to go take a quick break. Okay. I do not believe it's the Orberg side or Hardhome side of Okay, I'm back. Also, I'm sorry for the pixelation. My capture card's a little weird. Can be a little weird sometimes. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. How, like, randomly you'll see, like, pixelation as I'm moving. This game is not put together very well either. That's another problem. Never hurts to have a few of those lying around, right? Ah, the Master Ball. Something I'll probably never use. Well, I will soon enough, but... we'll do the exploration of Sinnoh once I gain access to Waterfall. I guess it was faster to come through the Orberg side, but oh well. You live and you learn. Huh, is a dash for the surfing now, huh? Yes, I recommend you use the D-pad here. Because, yeah, it's very easy to just go off course. Alright, so this part was inaccessible before because we did not have rock climb. Now it is. And this area is now infested with Team Galactic members. Also, it never hurts to check for some hidden items here and there. Of course, I don't think the Galactic members are going to appear until we get to a certain place. Once we go outside and back inside, you're going to start seeing them. Ooh, good move. Very good move. Unnecessary, but cool. Ah yes, the first rule of every RPG ever. Where are you supposed to go? What area has a bunch of enemies that you haven't fought yet? Alright, so... enough of that nonsense then. There's an area where we could go outside. I assume that's not where we're supposed to go. But... oh yeah, does this lead to that one area that was accessible before? I think this is a TM. No, nope. It's just a bottle of iron. How lame. And a guava berry. Well, I already have those, so... kinda useless. I need to check in with the Pokemon following me every now and then. I guess for obvious reasons, well, my Pokemon can't follow me inside a cave. Nobody knows how high the ceiling is. Even though this mountain is immense. It's like, use your imagination. Okay, so the way forward is this way. Ha! Okay, this is why I kept the winter gear on, because we are ascending the summit of Mount Coronet. And it's cold, as you would expect. Okay, this way is not accessible yet. Well, the inner workings are not. Can never have too many of those. So this area is actually very misleading too. Turn the game's music down a tad. So, for the longest time, I did not know where I was supposed to go through Mount Coronet because they aren't very clear about this. But in this 3D-ish remake, it's a little easier to figure out. Do you turn? No. So I can just walk by you. Alright, this was... Nope. I was about to say, I think this guy's mandatory. But he turned. Try not to waste too much time with all the trainers, since they are avoidable. So, here was my hang up. You see that slope to the left there? That is actually not visible. Very visible in the DS. It is actually very hard to see that. So for the longest time, I kept going in and out of this cave confused. This cave right here. Because I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And the way is like completely blocked. So yes, this way is optional. So we're just going to ignore it. Yes? Okay. Anyway. No, I am not. This is legitimately on Switch. Yeah, I'm not. I don't like doing that. Let's put it that way. If I ever really use an emulator, it's for ROM hacks or other things like that. Okay, mandatory battle. Yes. Yep. Okay, so the final stretch here is going to be mandatory. Yeah, I have this, I have my Switch plugged into a capture card. So that's how I'm doing this. But that's also why it's pixelated every now and then, because my capture card is a little old now. It's like, when you pay over $100 for a capture card, do you really want to go out of your way to buy another one right now? When things are kind of dicey? As it is. Guess I have to drag that over here. There we go. Which, eventually, yes, I will be doing some Pokemon ROM hacks. I already did Pokemon Insurgents, which is a fan game. But there are a few other hacks that I'm wanting to try. Jeez, Chatbox. Is there really nowhere I can put you? Yeah, I'm using a lot of basic things, so that's why I don't really have any plugin for the chat. I need to at some point, but I need to look more into it. So all the optional traders I skipped, so I have to battle all the mandatory ones now. Maybe in a couple paychecks from my day job, I'll buy a new capture card, since this one's hit or miss. Well, they don't update it anymore, that's part of the problem. I mean, that really doesn't matter because Night Slash has a high crit rate anyway. It'll say that, but... I like your generosity. You gave me a lot of money. Alright, here we are. Summit of Mount Coronet, Spear Pillar. In fact, in Legends Arceus, you actually get to see this place form. Like I said, EC Gashardon. If you like the West Sea, you're wrong. The only time I use the West Sea one is when I have no choice, and I need a solid water type. Which, being water ground, this thing's nothing but solid. There's a weird technicality. Technically speaking, it has another quad weakness. It's the move Freeze Dry. Freeze Dry has a special ability where it's super effective on water types, and if your secondary type happens to also be naturally weak to ice, it counts that as well. So Pokemon like Gastrodon, Swampert, or Ludicolo, Pelipper as well, and Gyarados as well, take quad damage from Freeze Dry. Now all will end, and everything will begin again. With this red chain, I will pry open the portal to another dimension. I command that you release your power for me. Palkia, the mythical Pokemon, and the master of space and dimensions. In Platinum, he summons both of them, Dialga and Palkia, in which Giratina interferes in his plot. But anyway, cutscene! This will bring about the destruction of all things. With everything gone, there will be no fighting and no strife. Feel the dimensions distorting. Only I can stop it. Oh no, he activated RGB mode! This is the mythical Pokemon that created Sinnoh. Well, it's only one of them. Palkia, the ancient deity of space and the dimensions. This world cannot be molded into the ultimate world I seek. It's far easier to create an entirely new world than to change this one. A new world in which I am the ruler of all things. I shall become a deity. There's no need to rush. I can understand you want to battle our boss real bad, but you'll have to go through me first. After all, you've made me look bad more times than I care to remember. And I'll be next. You might be tough, but this time the gloves are coming off. Hold on 1 second. Don't you start the party without me. Well, if it isn't the little boy who ran off crying at Lake Acuity. Did you get any tougher since then? We'll beat you 2-on-2. And then we tag battle with Barry. Also, I want to point out something here. Barry has a Munchlax. That may not seem significant, but... So, Barry is a spastic character who has no patience. Munchlax is one of the hardest Pokemon to obtain from honey trees. It has a 1% encounter rate at one of 4 random trees in Sinnoh, meaning you would have to have a ton of patience to find this thing. Well, at least originally. In BDSP, you can just find Munchlax in the underground now. But back then, it was almost impossible. The only true way you could have gotten Munchlax is sending a Snorlax from Gen 3 up to Gen 4, and then breeding it while it is holding a Laxant sense. That is the only way to do it. And the game actually checks for the Laxant sense. Otherwise, your eggs will normally just be Snorlax. It's one of those Pokemon. Making it still a pain to attain, but somewhat easier. Well, until the dual screens go down, I'm just going to stick in. But anyway, my point is, that has to take a ton of patience. Coming from a character who almost has no patience, that is impressive. Ah, so they have light clay, because the reflecting light screen would have worn off by now. Poison gas does nothing to me, because I'm paralyzed. Okay, there go the screens. Gallade, you need to get out of there. Now. And down goes the Perugly, because there's no way it'll survive that. For the record, the Chimchar line always makes me laugh when it comes to where its flames go. First, it begins on its butt, then it goes to its tail, and then it ends up on its head. Oof. Like seeing that. Hit it for weakness. Wahahaha. Ooh, that's tempting, but no, no. I mean, no matter what, this Golbat's dead. Sheesh, I should have done the fighting myself. You've toughened up, but you're no match for the boss. Heh, my Pokemon are tough, right? I can get even tougher. But you know, that's it for us. We've hit the wall. Drew, I'll help you with this. Hey Drew, this is it. It's your show now. Palkia, this is... fantastic. Beautiful. It's the creation of a new galaxy. My new world. What? In torturing those three, you've caused them to rebel against you. That's simply how it works. The red chain, it crumbled away to nothing. But why? Why would Mesprit, the Pokemon of Lake Verity, appear by your side? Never mind that. It's all destroyed. My galaxy is gone. I won't allow this. I will capture those three again and craft another red chain. But before I even think about that, I'm going to completely crush you. So, within the 5 minutes that I fought you last, you now have a fully evolved Pokemon. This thing is scary. Although I believe his Gyarados is far scarier in Platinum. That's a problem though, because I believe this thing knows Earthquake. Yep. Affection hacks, don't you love it? Even though it makes no bloody sense. There's no way you'll outspeed a Weavile. Well, know exactly what to do for this. And your point is? Chople Berry or not, Weavile's defenses are not good. I admit that you pushed me to this extreme. I refuse to befriend Pokemon. Has a Crobat. Well, how to tell someone can be a hypocrite. This cannot be! It's not possible that I lose. Why would you give one of the fastest Pokemon in this series a Quick Claw? Are you daft? I won't even outlevel you that much. I won't accept this. The power spoken of in mythology. It didn't just make it obey me, I made it my own. What is truly the ultimate to you? What do you consider perfection? The most beautiful thing. The joy that shines the brightest. Telling you is meaningless, but I will not give up. I will become a deity one day. And I will make the ultimate mine. Palkia, the master of space and the dimensions. It's impossible to tell if it is enraged or saddened. But to me, Palkia appears to be waiting for you. It seems to be challenging you as a test. Go on, face up to Palkia, listen to its heart. Understand its thoughts. Palkia is out of control after being dragged out by the red chain and forced to use its power. Palkia seems to be trusting you to stop it. True. I ran into Barry a little while ago. He said that he believed in you. He said that you could get the job done. I feel the same way. Please help that Pokemon. It's suffering from being dragged out by Team Galactic. Well, if I must. For the record, I do not like this remix of this battle theme. Well, you know what you gotta do as soon as you begin a battle, regardless of what kind of Pokemon it is. Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, that's gonna hurt. About half. Not bad. For the record, if you do fail, after you beat the Pokemon League, you can come back here and fight Palkia again. I don't know if it is a 47 again, or if it's a lot stronger. Cannot remember. Now, Palkia and Dialga are a bit unusual. Their capture rate, unlike normal legendary Pokemon whose capture rates are 3 out of 255, their catch rate is 45 out of 255. Which is, as I mentioned, unusual for legendary Pokemon. I never intend to use Palkia, but hey. Well, my Thunder Waver is not looking so hot. Let's fix that. Huh. I'm remembering now that Magnezone's not bad for walling off Palkia. The only thing Steel does not resist is a water move, which I don't think it has. Other than Aqua Ring. Now, unlike Colosseum and Gale of Darkness, at this point, the Tyrant Ball is, instead of every 10 turns it gets stronger, it's after the 10th turn it gets stronger subsequently with each passing turn. That's how it works I believe they started doing that in Gen 5 onwards. But it peaks. I think it stops at like 5 times, which is still good. But you gotta wait a while to get there. Yo, too bad there's no Spatial Ball. I'm just going to waste these. I'm never going to use them otherwise. Alright. Let's try a couple of these and see what happens now. Nope. Nope. I'm almost afraid to use Thunderbolt because I might accidentally kill it. Because while it's not weak to it, it doesn't it doesn't resist it either. And Magnazone's special attack stat is monstrously high. Oh, it has ancient power. But, still resists that. Nothing. Ah. Yeah, I figure that's what happened there. Okay. My Torterra hasn't seen much action. Yes. There we go. I'm never going to use it. I'm just catching it for story reasons. True. I don't know how you were magnificent. Truly, you were incredible. I've lived for 60 years, but I've never been thrilled like this. Since the last time the professor did a lot of research, he became very concerned about you, Drew, so he came out to your treacherous place as treacherous as this. I'm so glad you're safe. Let's go home. No one has a right to take away anyone's future or anyone's world. Does the lustrous orb appear? Yes, it does. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab that before we leave. Okay, so before we leave, there is a part of Mount Coronet we did not explore. I forgot about Repel. You know, it'd be nice to have had you earlier, but now I really don't care. Of course, being level 40, that also means that if you are set on your party members, you still have time. I find it stupid how you obtain the adamant and lustrous orbs in Scarlet and Violet, where you have to win the auctions. But if you know how to metagame them, money's not an issue. And then bidding on it's not that hard after that. So, couple things. This area here was originally inaccessible because even though, yeah, there was Team Galactic grunts just standing here staring you down, there is also one that rudely stands in front of one of the caves, making it inaccessible. How rude. Yeah, he just stands in front of that cave you saw down there. Also, under most circumstances, having to carry an HM slave with you at all times is so annoying. I'm so happy that we've more or less ditched this model altogether. I don't even remember what's in here. Oh. Well. Okay. Also, I think this is a shortcut to the outside. Like, the actual outside. Yep. That's just a cruel joke at this point. And we should be in, yep, near Celestic Town. Thought so. Alright, let's see what's up here. Oh, another good TM. Okay. Okay, so they're not very clear about where you're supposed to go next. All roads seem to point towards Sunny Shore City, finally. A place we originally could not access for one reason or another. Well, the reason was, hey, there was a blackout. You can't go this way. You know, what they do to you in Lumio City and X and Y. Even though you can clearly see the lights on and everything appears to be fine. Yeah, that wasn't the first time they did that. This was. Okay, so after this gym battle, we're pretty much saying goodbye to the Pokemon friends that we've made along the way. And we're going to be rolling with an endgame team, because here's the reason why. The Elite Four in this game are absurdly difficult. I am not joking. And I need the Pokemon to be near or of the level that we need them to be. But yeah, there was a guy blocking the way here. He's gone now. Nothing, huh? Move, move, move. And my favorite route theme for the final route, well, full route of the game. Okay, Torterra is going to put in a lot of work in this gym. Seeing their levels, I think I might do the rest of the exploring with the team that we have. And then what we're going to do is going to clear all the way up the water route, and then we're just going to have that team for the rest of the game. The team that I have prepared just for the situation. Because seeing as how over-leveled I still am, yeah. Since a lot of them are traded in Pokemon, they're going to gain a lot of experience quickly, and I kind of don't want to do that. So the way it stands, I think next time when I'm streaming this game, we're going to do a lot of the end game and post game content with the powerhouses I have waiting. Let me do something real quick. Yeah, one's at an absurd level, one is, and the rest are sitting at 50. Alright. Not spoiling the final product. Yo, fellow trainer. There's no masking that aura. Serious toughness around you and your Pokemon. Oops, sorry, I should introduce myself. The name's Flint. I'm one of the Pokemon League's Elite Four. I just had this idea. Maybe you can pull it off. It's about this city's gym leader. He's really lost his enthusiasm lately because there have been so few good challengers worth his time. He's so bored that he spends all his time renovating the gym. And then the blackout happened, that sure didn't help lift his mood. You know where I'm going with this, don't you? I need you to give him a battle that's so hot it will reignite his passion for battling. I'm counting on you, Hotshot. There's an NPC that also explains the walkways above here. Yep, the roads are just solar panels. Isn't that crazy? Wait, we know you. My name is Jasmine, and I'm a gym leader. Oh, I'm sorry, and I'm the gym leader of this city. I'm a gym leader in the Johto region. It would be nice if you knew about the Johto region. Oh, if you don't have the city's gym badge, you'll be forced to turn back. Well, well, well. A wild cameo appeared. Barge right in. Okay, that starts up something where she'll start giving your Pokemon ribbons. For the record, I would hate to be the person here. How? What? Why would you build your house here? I forget what this guy even does. Do you remember Pokemon have that? None of the Pokemon I have appear to have that. Calm, quiet, mild, jolly, bold, naive. Ah. So I did have one. Oh, this is repeatable. I see. As long as I have the natures. Serious, docile, quiet, careful, adamant, modest, quiet, jolly, sassy. Hey, the Zubat has a naive nature. Geez, no wonder this thing was so fast. This one's kind of weird. Quirky. Alright, back to the boxes. Quirky. Nope. Nothing. Wonder if any of the behind the scenes Pokemon have it. That is a negative. All right. Holy crap, it's Minato Namikaze. I'm joking. Everyone's made that joke. For those who don't know, that's the name of the fourth Hokage from Naruto. But anyway, so you're the latest challenger up against the Sunny Shore Gym. Alright, I've decided. If I find you to be weak, I'm going to challenge the Pokemon League. I'm all done with renovating the gym, so I don't need to be here. More than anything, I want to have battles that can thrill me again. As the toughest gym leader in Sinnoh, I'm going to unleash everything in my arsenal on you. Huh, that's a nice touch. Plays the music. Yo, hiya! He's finally come back. He seemed to be feeling upbeat, too. I have a hunch that he recognized your toughness right away. I bet he's getting excited over the thought of battling you. Remember what you have to do, Hotshot. Give him a battle that's so hot it will reignite his passion for battling. Alright, Hotshot, I'll be waiting at the Pokemon League. By the way, if you thought the first gym was confused, the seventh gym was confusing, this one takes the cake. I mean, this first room's not that bad, but it gets worse. Oh, whoops. I've got to switch up my team. Ground type. Wahaha. Oh, you're not going to like this. Does double damage if you're underground. Okay, so Torterra needs to go up here. Yeah, let's try to get some money. Okay. Alright, I see how it is. Hahaha. Eh. I love the attention to detail on the girl Pokekids, where they have the same tail style as a female Pikachu. They didn't do. I don't think they did that back in the original. They did have gender differences back then, but I don't think they did that to the NPC. After I beat this kid, I'm going to use one of the leopard berries. And then sending Gastrodon to do a lot of the work too. Prove your mad skills, bro! What bad skills? Acupressure. Very interesting move. I already have bug coverage anyway. Interesting move. What that does is, it sharply raises a stat at random. That also includes accuracy and evasion. Now this does 2 rotating cycles. Trying to throw me for a loop, are ya? That's not good enough. Boom. B-barrel? I mean, sure, but... What? Why? The quick claw's kind of pointless here. Not gonna lie. Ha. There we go. The gym leader here also does something I do not understand, but we'll get there when we get there. Also, let's just continue to use a bunch of random Pokemon because obviously we don't have enough Pokemon in the original decks. It's like, yeah, I can learn Thunder Punch, but really? Yep, that opens the path straight to the leader. Okay. So, I need to buy some more of these, because they're more cost-effective as it is. Alright, Challenger. It's not often a trainer manages to make it all the way here to challenge me. And when they do, they've all been boring battles. I didn't break a sweat beating them. I'm Volkner, the gym leader. They say I'm the top gym leader in Sinnoh, but... Anyway, I guess we better get this done. I hope you are the trainer who will make me remember how fun it is to battle. Also, I love the theory about this. How, yes, this actually is the fourth Hokage in a different dimension because his closest friend happens to be a hothead with red hair. Coincidence? Fun fact, this Raichu knows Surf, by the way. Storm Drain! Thanks for the boost. Told ya. See, this is where I'm like, what? Why? I know Pachirisu's terrible, but it would make more sense for you to have it here instead of Ambipom, of all things. I mean, I guess there's that, but... really, though? Nah. I'll give him Octillery because it can learn a lot of beam moves, including his signature move, which is Charge Beam. But it still makes me question why. Well, that focus energy backfired now, didn't it? Nope, no point. Here it comes. Get ready for my trump card. That was actually cool. Here's the thing. What can you really do to me? Oh! Never mind. I stand thoroughly corrected. Well, that's what I get for talking smack. Thank you, Affection Hacks. That's the only reason why you survived that. That's just not fair, though. There's no sugarcoating it. That's just not fair. You've got me beat. Your desire and the noble way your Pokemon battled for you. I even felt thrilled during our match. That was a very good battle. That was the most fun I've had in a battle since I don't know when. It's also made me excited to know you and your team will keep battling to greater heights. This is your 8th gym badge. You've earned this. There's badge number 8. Which is Charge Beam. All right. The first time you actually beat Barry here. Alright. Now is when you go and talk to Jasmine. Please take these two. Okay, so with that, Sinnoh is now open to us. Oh, time for me to reveal everything. Let's head to the Pokemon Center and do it the traditional way. Now, there is one Pokemon I will not be withdrawing until we get to the league because of how accidentally overleveled it ended up being. Not entirely my fault, but it was the lowest level one that I had. Now, it's not absurdly leveled. But back here, I've been hiding the team that is based upon this character. So we have a Luxray, a Salamence, a Magmortar, a Porygon Z, a Gliscor, and a Gastrodon. Yes, I'm replacing Gastrodon with Gastrodon. Oh, wow. But it is in character for this particular person. By the way, they're all completely trained. So, this is something I've been hiding in my pocket this entire time. So, we're going to start rolling with these Mons. The Magmortar is the Pokemon that unfortunately got over-leveled. But fortunately for us, there's a way around this. We're going to carry around the Magnezone with us. Actually, no. I'm going to carry the Gallade because of the overlap. But yes, that is what I've been hiding in my pocket this entire time. So let's get some good moves, and then what we're going to do for the rest of the stream is we're just going to explore places that we've been to before that we could not access before. Because there are some very good rewards for doing so. Okay, so let's go ahead and start looking for some good moves. Okay, this is the vitamin counter. Holy crap, I'm rich. Okay, so okay, we'll keep a Thunderbolt in our pocket for now, because that's going to be used for something else. Let's go ahead and grab an Ice Beam for Gastrodon. Okay, let's go ahead and sort these by number. I forgot that Porygon Z can also learn a lot of moves, which makes sense being a normal type of its caliber. Iron Tail, Thunderbolt. I can learn Thunderbolt. Going to give it Psychic because that's just a good move to have. Going to keep Recover and try Attack because this thing can be a menace. Shadow Ball. Shockwave, Sludge Bomb. Huh. So you can learn that, huh? Use the Scald TM on the Gastrodon. This is why I wasn't using any TMs up until now. Aside from the ones I get several of. Stealth Rocks, eh? Alright. Low Sweep, Bulldoze, U-Turn. I'll grab a U-Turn for Gliscor. That's a good utility move to have. Swords Dance, eh? Grab an extra Thunderbolt for Porygon. Okay. Okay. Now... Actually, this might be a good opportunity to do something else with... You have a Miracle Seed. Huh, interesting. This might be a good opportunity to do this, actually. Hatch the Riolu egg while I go exploring. Also, since I'm here, I'm going to do a wardrobe change. We're going back to the cyber style because it's fitting. Okay, so where we're going to start things off, we're going to start things all the way back in Twin Leaf Town because starting from here, we have a lot of things opened up to us. Oh yes, fun fact now. Because the events of the with Team Galactic are over, you now have the opportunity to capture the 3 Lake Guardians if you wish. This is why I chose not to use the Master Ball. Because, unfortunately, we gotta do the old chase the Pokemon song and dance. Huh, I thought Gliscor didn't naturally learn Earthquake. Well, that works out for me. Okay. Might as well start it up. So what happens if you encounter Mesprit here is that it does not challenge you. It does not battle you. True, that was Mesprit, wasn't it? You've accomplished what I'd asked you to do at the Canalave Library. I asked that you get data on the Pokemon of the lake, and you did. But it didn't provide any answers about the mysteries of evolution. I still don't know why some Pokemon evolve and others don't. Ultimately, it only deepened the mystery. But having mysteries to solve, that adds to my enjoyment. True, why don't you chase after Mesprit? To me, it seemed as if it wanted to play with you. If you were to use the marking map app on your Pokédex, you'd be able to track the movements of Pokemon. Go on, Drew. I'm sure that you will keep meeting countless Pokemon and people. Those encounters will keep thrilling you in their own special ways. I hope you'll enjoy that experience. Take care, Drew. Huh, my sound cut out there for a moment. Odd. Also, why are the water effects so good? You know, all things considered, yes, this game is pretty. It's just so many mistakes were made. Also, this does happen a lot. This thing's going to be unproportional, unfortunately, because that's one thing this game failed to do. Because Salamence are big enough that you can ride on them. But anyway, that little hint about the marking map actually makes some sense here. Because as you can see, you can keep this in the upper right portion of your screen, which I do appreciate, and it shows exactly where roaming Pokemon go. I love this as a concept. So one new area that opened up to us as soon as we got Surf, I just neglected to do this at any point, is Route 219. And then let's see how strong this group is going to be. I'm also realizing that these Pokemon both have Intimidate, so yeah, that's going to make things slower. Oh well. Okay, well, these two are not the best example for these Pokemon. But, hey. Also, I've wanted to use Porygon Z for playthroughs, but unfortunately, that's not really likely. The Chibi Salamence really bugs me, though. That's just so weird. Also, I noticed these are shallow. Never mind. I was about to say, are we standing on deep water? But then I realized how shallow this is. Because I can see the stones underneath. I love how if you knock out a Pokemon with a move like U-turn or Volt Switch, you can still cheat. that just doesn't feel right. Okay. So what exactly is this way? I bet you're wondering. Because in the original, this led to the POW Park, which was the way to move Pokemon from Gen 3 up to Gen 4. 3 beings were born to bind time and space. Confucius says. I joke. Ah, Salamence. One of the reasons why Dragonite is so ignored. But yes, I have not forgotten about good old Luxray. I have plans for Luxray, as you can tell. Excellent. Severely crippling, these two. Oh my goodness. This was a mistake. You can never tell for sure with fishermen. They'll either battle you or... and waste your time. Good. 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 Excellent. Pure incense. No, that's the incense you need to make Munchlax. That's what it is. I knew it was an incense. I just couldn't remember which one it was. There's a random house here. Odd. Okay, it's this guy. Well, I could hypothetically do that. Today's lucky number is 48, he says. Well, I mean, I can do that. Black belt, expert belt, focus sash, which is very helpful. That's one of the best battle items out there. What it does is it guarantees that your opponent, that the Pokemon that's could potentially be hit with a one-hit KO move survives with 1 HP. However, it only works once. This is why the fear, that's the F in fear, Rattata. Focus, Endeavor, and Rage. Hondu berries. Okay. This is the first time we've seen these, I think. Let me look at my berry pouch. Yes, it... Oh, I guess we did get grapper berries. So this is the second time. I just slipped my mind. So. Good move. So, how that works is they are what I call friendship boosting berries. But they also fall under a different name, the EV berries. What those do is they raise a Pokemon's friendship, but also lowers the EVs of a specific stat. Which is, I believe, Palmeg is HP, Kelpsy is attack, Qualot is defense, Hondu is special attack, Greppa is special defense, and Tomato is speed. But they always they lower those stats, but they raise friendship. So it's pretty helpful if you're wanting to get friendship evolution specifically. So, originally, this was the site of the POW Park. What that did was allow, as I mentioned, let you send Pokemon from Gen 3 games up to Gen 4. You play a little game in which you head into the POW Park and then go to the environments to find these Pokemon. The Park Balls that you get are Master Balls, no matter what. However, there were limits. You could only send up to 6 Pokemon per day, and none of them could know HMs. Something about conflicting arguments with different HMs over the years. It's asleep. You can tell. So apparently this is a Pokemon that sleeps with his eyes open. Ever diligent, Mermaid Man has trained himself to sleep with his eyes open. But what Romanus Park is? I'll explain later. Okay, I don't think there was anything that I missed in between Sand Gem and Jubilife City. Yeah, let's heal. Also, the blue balls are from... Because these Pokemon were originally from Hisui, obviously the data for those Pokeballs do not exist. Yeah, don't have much time left. Bum 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 yum bum 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 bum. And of course, the Salamence can keep up with me. It is a fast Pokemon, after all. But this looks a little silly. Let's make the Luxray our walker. Something about this Pokemon following you that feels satisfying. It doesn't give you any more. Alright. Surf spots that were not accessible earlier. Maybe. So maybe there was some stuff that I missed. Whatevs. Sea incense, okay. That is used for, I think, breeding Meryl to get a Zero. Yes, we couldn't get through here before. And I think we're just going to get to the route of get through Floroma Town, and I think we're going to call it quits. Oh yes, I think this is a bike puzzle, if memory serves. Either that or I'm getting confused with Orberg Gate. Yes, I want to destroy it. Luck Incense. That's essentially like an amulet coin. I believe that's... What do you breed with that to get something? I think it's Mr. Mime to get Mime Jr., if I remember correctly. And TM3 Water Pulse. A little late to get that. Scald is better. Water Pulse isn't a bad move, though. Does damage and has a chance of confusion. Pretty good move. Let's take that down for now. Did I ever come back here? Nope. Snarl. Ah, not bad, not bad. Alright, so here we are in Floroma Town. So, we are going to save. And then next time, which won't be for another couple weeks, I apologize, but I have other obligations to do. But, I'll be doing some exploring off screen as well. There is one area that I will be showcasing, but until next time, let's see. So it'll be... You know what? I'm going to actually use the Poketch for some of its intended purposes. Let me look at the calendar. Okay, so next week the 8th, I will not be here. So I will see you all on the 15th. Also, I noticed something here. According to my marking map, Mesprit is like right next to me. But it's not that useful yet, I'm afraid. Ah, well. So, yeah. I'll see you all on the 15th. Same time, same place. And again, I will be at AwesomeCon, so that's why I won't be here. Peace out.